Hey y'all, it's Dr. Shamanda. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things mental health, personal finance, and overall strategies to live your best life. Alright guys, welcome back. It is day 10, right? Yeah, day 10 of the 28-day money education challenge. If you're new to my channel, I am a licensed mental health and addictions therapist in the state of North Carolina, and I specialize with helping women heal their relationship with money. And I am super passionate about personal finance, y'all. More specifically, the intersection between money and mental health. And so this is why I do this, this education or share, post on this channel. And I love to share my own personal journey with money and finances and the money mindset piece, y'all, because that's the most important part right there. I'm telling you, I know so many people who make so much money, but their minds have prevented them from wealth, right? And from living the life that they deserve to live. And so I really want to help and serve in this way by helping people understand the mental health piece of money. Okay. Now, let's get into this. I told you guys I'll keep this 10 minutes or under these videos, and we're on day 10. So I'm just going to ask you right now, if you haven't already, go back and check out all the 9 other videos after you watch this one, and leave me a comment. Maybe I will answer one of your questions or touch on the topic that you put under the video. All right, guys, let's get into it. So, disclaimer, I'm not a financial expert, advisor, planner, none of that stuff. I'm a licensed therapist who have helped so many people deal with their money mindset stuff and money anxiety, depression, because it's all connected, and I've gone on my own journey. Okay, so that's what I do here. That's it. If you're looking for one-on-one or coaching or anything like that, make sure you check out the description in my bio or also in the video. All right, let's get into it. So, couple things. The topic of this video is debt isn't a moral failure. Now, if you would go back and watch any of my personal finance videos, my budget videos, all that kind of stuff from the last, I would say, few years off and on, specifically these last 2 years, because I've been really focused and consistent. Y'all, you would have thought that I thought debt was like the devil himself or herself, whatever. You know what I mean? And it's like, girl, no. I will tell y'all, I read this book called, what is it called? The Millionaire Fast Lane by M.J. DeMarco. I think that's how you say his name. And y'all, that book changed my life. I think I read it last month, if I'm not mistaken, or December. It might be right before I came into the new year. But y'all, changed my total mindset around money, wealth, all that kind of stuff. And we're going to get into this in a minute. But y'all, the way we look at debt in America is crazy, and it's very counterproductive, because it's like the people that teach us to be debt free are the ones who sell us these books and programs and all this stuff. So yes, they can talk about living on this bare minimum lifestyle and budget, but they're literally selling you something which makes them millionaires fast, or they're able to use the money that they're selling you, this mindset about debt, to build wealth and enjoy life of freedom while you go work and save every penny. It's really backwards. But check out that book, y'all. I'm telling you, it will break it down better than I ever could. It is crazy. But let's talk about this. Debt is not equal to character flaw. That is so important for you to really internalize in this moment, right? Especially if you're someone, like I said, who's very rigid, very much, I'm debt-free, minimalist. That debt doesn't not make you a bad person. Okay, now we got to think about capitalism in America. Everything costs money. Everything runs off of business, trade, right? And that doesn't make those people who are entrepreneurs and business owners bad people. That's just how our system is set up. And I'm not here to argue about capitalism, but just know that there's also this whole thing of education. It costs money to get your education, and most of us know that if you choose not to get your education in this world, you're either going to have to create a super nice, stable business, or you're going to settle, and let's just be for real, you're going to settle for a very low-paying job. It's just what it is. It's really, you might find a little in the middle, but more than likely, it's just those two extremes. You either get the education and hope And these days, listen, that's a whole nother video, that you can get at least a good, decent paying job with that education and the experience that you'll need, or start a good, lucrative business that is in high demand. Really. But I say all that to say is that education costs money. It's not free unless you go to a community college. But even now, with the new laws coming in place, that's not going to be free forever. And you still got to be able to pay for your textbooks. So guess what? Not everybody comes from a life or a family where they have family members who are putting money aside for them and their education since they were born, or before they even thought of as a person, before they even existed. Like, so for most people, they do have to take on student loan debts, and myself included. And let's not even talk about health care. Y'all know, y'all, in order to survive an autoimmune disease that has no cure, I have to take this medication. Yeah, I can wing it and take a chance and just be like, you know what, whatever. No, I choose not to do that. So I have to take this medication. But guess what? It costs money. And if I didn't have money to pay for it, I might have to get a loan or something. And there's millions of other people in the same situation. All right, so sometimes our survival decisions created the debt, not necessarily, a personal failure. All right, number 2, I want to just kind of mention how for high achievers, we might feel shame when we have debt, like even more than like your other people. I'm not going to say average, but you know what I mean. Because we are used to kind of, doing things the right way, or feeling, I think it can bring up feelings of like, oh, I should have known better. Like, for example, I mean, when I was purchasing my home, and I can go into another video on this, but I had to pull money from my 401k. I borrowed money from my 401k for my down payment. And there was a little bit of a shame around that. I'm like, I'm not asking nobody for no money. Which I didn't have anybody ask, but I'm not doing anything. I didn't get a loan, or, do you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't steal this money for myself, whatever. Like, I'm just borrowing it from it. But it did feel weird. It felt like I was doing something wrong. But I had to, like, reframe that. Like, you're just transferring this asset, right, these investments over here to another investment vehicle, basically. But it did feel shameful for me. So you might notice that if you're a high achiever, anything around debt might feel like shame for you. The other thing I want to talk about is how shame can keep us stuck financially. So sometimes we avoid our debts. We hide them, especially if you get married. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. Like, if you are married to somebody who's really good with money, you might not want to tell them about your credit report or credit score, because they're like, well, how you get that 400 credit score? And you'll be like, oh, when I was in college, I lost my car, or I haven't been paying on my student loans, or whatever. And so it can bring up a lot of shame or secrecy. And then sometimes we can even lean into like self-punishment, right? So delay in progress when our numbers aren't perfect, right? And so I kind of dealt with that a little bit last year when I wasn't hitting my goals like that, especially around savings and stuff. And so I had to really stop and reflect on, like, okay, girl, what are you doing? It really ain't that serious, girl, please. All right, number 4 is that debt is data and it's not our identity, okay? So just because we have debt doesn't define us. It doesn't define or make us a bad person or anything like that, but it does give you data information. It tells you, okay, this is not an area where I'm strong in, or I tend to not track my budgets and pay my debts off on time, or whatever, right? So I want you to take a moment, just look at your debt. What is it teaching you? What could it possibly teach you about yourself? And then what can you do with that information, right? Does it mean you need to work with a coach and work on your mindset because you tend to avoid debt, or you hide debt from people who you love, right? Does it mean that that you need to work on increasing your income so you can make more money, so you don't have to keep getting these payday loans or whatever? Like, there's so many different things, but I will offer to you guys, again, if you are in North Carolina and you're looking for a therapist, specifically if you're a woman and a high achiever and you want to work through some of these things, I'm available to you. Also, if you're out of state and you want to work on some mindset financial coaching, I'm here for you as well. So check out the link in my description to book a call for either therapy or coaching. And I will see you guys day 11 to continue this money education series. Also, this week, guys, we're shifting to debt, savings, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.